How many warnings is enough? What's up, social world? ¿Qué tal, mono social? Mr. Mom here with another video. Hey, keep it down back there. I swear I'm gonna turn this car around. Hey, I'm giving you a warning. I'm telling you right now. Hey, behave or we're going home. Hey, you're gonna get a timeout. How many times have you been through that? How many times are you going through that? Why? 3 warnings. That's it. Should be 3 warnings. Punish them. Really, punish them. Don't beat them, just punish them. Make a consequence. There's always, for every action, there's a reaction. For every action, there's a consequence. Your kids is misbehaving, show them that there's a consequence for misbehaving. If they're behaving great, reward them. Totally. Now, I've been through this with my kids. I had some people criticize me, friends and family, saying I was too rough, too tough, whatever. And I didn't care. Ultimately, my kids are going to judge me. They're the only ones who can judge me. And that's my opinion. But I actually have been judged by a judge. So when I was going through custody of my kids, which I always kept majority custody, I actually had to go through a court-ordered psychological evaluation with the kids. Actually, the whole family had to do a psychological evaluation. It cost $5,000. Now I'm talking, this is like 15 years ago. So it's a lot of money. It's still a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Basically, baby mama tried to say that I was bad and that the kids were afraid of me and this and that. So one appointment was her with the kids, and another appointment was myself with the kids. Actually, I think I went through 2 appointments. No, 1 appointment. No, I think we both went through 2 appointments. They even contacted the pediatrician. The psychologist did contacted the pediatrician. Get her point of view. And ultimately, what happened was, or how I like to say, well, what happened was, is while my kids were at the appointment with their mother, especially my son who has special needs, was just out of control, didn't pay attention. My daughter kind of was too. She's more calmer, but kind of out of control. Didn't listen to reasoning, didn't listen to warnings, nothing. When I went to my interview, kids were happy. Kids were well behaved. My son was very outgoing, conversationalist with the psychologist and everything. Very loving. You know, both of them sat next to me. My daughter would be hugging me. My son would turn around and hug me too. Not a show. I was asked to leave the room, as was the mom at that time too. The kids were interviewed on their own. Interviewed with the parent. Oh, that's what it was. It was an appointment with mom, an appointment with me, and an appointment with both parents and both kids all together. That's what it was. And each time the parents were asked to leave and the kids were alone with the psychologist. So mom and kids, and then kids, and mom and kids again, and then dad with kids, dad with kids, and then both parents. And the conclusion was the kids were very happy with me. The structure that I provided was extremely necessary, especially for my son, but well warranted. In the study also found the contact with the pediatrician, which was amazing. Actually, they also contacted the school also. He also contacted the school. The pediatrician, she also said, yeah, the dad is the best thing for the kids. Should spend more time with the kids, especially for Junior. School, same issues were brought up. The son, that both kids are better for getting to school on time, for being picked up, for doing their homework and advancing in schooling and everything like that. So I think I know what I'm talking about. It's been proven, in my opinion. There was a study. It's been proven. So here's my suggestions. Just give your kids 3 warnings. At the 3rd time they don't behave or do what they're told, that's it. Punish. You know, you got to do it. I take them to the car if we're out and about. Take them to the car, do a timeout in there. Unfortunately, I had to be in there also, but it is what it is. I usually always, regardless, kids or no kids, always look for a shady parking spot. So it's not like I was locking my kids inside a 150-degree car. No. Don't even go there. If you want to go there, down in the comments. No. If they were being punished, I was being punished. You know, I've given my son one time tested me. He was about 6, maybe 5, 6. He threw a tantrum at the checkout line wanting candy. And I said no. And he threw a tantrum. Big tantrum. I said nope. And I gave him a timeout right there and then in front of the store. How the checkers are in the front of the store. I saw there's a wall. Timeout right now. So he had to do a timeout right there in front in the store in front of. There wasn't that many people. I tell you what, never ever threw a tantrum again. And my daughter saw that, which she's about a year and a half younger. She never ever tested that. That's what kids do. They test. They see how far they can go. And if you let them keep going, you get stressed out, you get upset, and then your relationship with your child isn't that great because you're always mad at them. I see kids nowadays. I saw yesterday a little girl. She had to be 2-3 years old, throwing a fit, just screaming her head off inside a restaurant, and her dad is trying to deal with her by trying to bribe her into behaving. Don't bribe your kids into behaving. It makes it worse. They know they can be bribed, they know they can get what they want, and they'll keep doing it worse. I say 1, 2, and if it's the 3rd one, done. I react. I've been inside of McDonald's in line, wanting to get them their Happy Meals and stuff like that. Misbehave. I turn around. Let's go home. What? We're done. We're going home. That's it. There's no need to keep it going. Once your kids realize you don't mess around, but yet you reward them for behaving, it's a different thing. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with the nightmares of if they're gonna misbehave in a restaurant or something. It doesn't happen. Both yours and your children's lives will be much happier. And that's what ended up happening with my kids. My kids knew. They'd ask, "Can I do this?" No. Okay. And move on. That was it. It was easy. There was no, no. That was it. It was so easy. Once the kids realize who's in charge, which the parents are, not the children, life becomes a lot more easier. Yes, I have been criticized, but once they saw how good my kids were, how well behaved they were, and how happy they were, they couldn't criticize anymore. My daughter absolutely loves me. She spoils me nowadays. I used to spoil her. I used to spoil them both. both of them have had tons and tons of toys growing up because I didn't have any. So I went overboard with them and I gave them so much stuff. I gave them everything I could and beyond my means, which was bad. So yes, did I spoil them? Of course I did. I spoiled my kids. But when I meant business, they knew I meant business. You know, my son, when he was, I don't know, 8, 9, whatever, got pissed at his mom's house, threw the chair across the room. A big, heavy chair, apparently. Mom wanted me to punish him for that. I said no. He didn't do it with me. I didn't see it. You need to learn to take control of your kids. Plain and simple. Don't let your kids run the show. You're in charge. You're the parent. You're the adult. You have to do it. If you agree, let me know down below. Hit that like button. If you disagree, hit that down button. I'll understand. Everybody has their own way of doing things. This is how I did it. This is how I think it's the way you should do it. But yet again, it's my own opinion. But take it as a tip, or don't take it as a tip. Act on your threats. Act on your warnings. Life will become so much easier. Once the kids will always test you. They will always test new grounds. That's just a given. We all do that. Us as adults, we try to test things. Like speeding and stuff like that. Everybody tests their limits. But once you know, like somebody gets a speeding ticket, they're probably not going to speed that much anymore. If they get into an accident, now they're too afraid to speed because they got into the action. There was a consequence. They learned from it. We all move on. That's what you got to do. 3 warnings at the most. If you've already given them warnings before, just turn around and punish them right there and then. That's it. We're going home. That's it. Go time out. That's it. I'm taking away your toys. I'm taking away your phone. You know, it's up to you to mold your little humans into good, proper adults, good citizens for the future. Again, I've said it before, we need good citizens, good people for our future. The world depends on it to have good kids that turn into good adults. So let me know down below what you think. Hit that like button, subscribe. I hope you like these tips. Again, do what you got to do, how you do it. You know, let me know down below. Share with your friends.